Hello and welcome to Papercrafting Playdate. My name is Robin Armbrecht at Really Robin Stamps. I'm so excited for you to join me today. It is February 16th, 2024. This is episode 114 of Papercrafting Playdate, and I'm really excited to share the projects with you today. We are going to do 3 different ways to make pop-out cards. Are you ready? Let's get started. So I have some amazing cards to showcase. These are cards that you have made and sent me, and I love to take the time to share them with you and tell you how much I appreciate them. So first we're going to start off with a card from Tiffany. She put to work our collage techniques that we've been talking about in the last 2 play dates, and she made this incredible collage card. Tiffany, this warmed my heart so much to see your beautiful collage. I love the colors that you picked. I love how you put this amazing white embossing onto like as your little extra focal point there. You add the little hearts, you added some gingham ribbon. It is so beautiful. I love this so much. Thank you. Treasure it. And this is from Jeannie. Look at this fun card. It's like a square card with this extra little heart piece on there. She used pieces from the Paper Pumpkin kit. I think that was for January. Beautiful. Love that embossing on there. Jeannie, this is so pretty. I love this. I'm going to have to try making the square cards with something going off of it like that. I really like that look. All right, and this card is from Judy. She did an uneven 4-square design with some beautiful, beautiful designer series paper. I love this. I love this so much. So like it just looks like a little quilt on the front of a card. I love the embossing on this heart right here too. That was really pretty. Thank you, Judy. And another uneven 4-square. This one is also from Judy, but different Judy. And look at how she put those patterns together. I love it. I love the little bee focal point there. So cute. Thank you so much. And this is a little Valentine's Day wreath. How sweet is this? Look at those fun little embellishments she found. They look like sweet tart candies. This is from Karen. I love this. So precious. This is from my friend Sherry. This is just gorgeous. I love everything about it. Did a really nice layout job on this, Sherry. I love the black and the red, and the white is just stunning. Thank you, Share Bear. This is from Wanda. She got all sparkly with her Valentine's Day cards. It's so pretty. Thank you, Wanda. This is kind of a neat technique to have your paper sticking through like that. Gives it a lot of dimension. This one is one that my husband made for me. Didn't he do a great job? He used the Adoring Hearts. He doesn't usually put this many layers on his cards, so he's definitely, he listens, I think, when I don't tell him what to do ever, but, I mean, about cards. But he's been adding more layers. He used a stitched heart die cut, and then he found these embellishments to put on there. It's really, really lovely. I love it so much. This is from my bestie, Claudia. She made the 1, 2, 3 Z fold. Isn't that precious? I love the papers you picked too. Thank you so much, Claudia. And this is from my friend Mimi. She did the uneven 4-square as well. Look how stunning that is in black and white and red. Again, such a great Valentine's Day color combination. And she said that she made a bunch of these cards with this high contrast, the black and white, for her older people at the nursing home who have trouble seeing. And I've never thought of that, and I think that's brilliant, Mimi. Here's another uneven, not uneven, a 123Z fold that we did a few weeks ago. So gorgeous. A nice little thank you note. This is from Becky. Thank you so much. I love this card. Did a great job on it. And we have this fun fold. This is from my friend Cheryl, and she created this really neat fun fold that opens this way. We'll have to, I haven't made one like this, Cheryl. I'm going to have to take apart your design and create a card like this. I kind of really love how that looks. I love that you stamped, but then you coordinated it with the designer series paper, little belly band. Who doesn't like that? So great. Here's another gorgeous black and white card. This is from Lori. Look how pretty that is. I love how you made this ribbon like end in the bow. That's really cute. It looks like it's wrapped around with that ribbon right there. Love it, love it, love it. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to send me some love in the mail. I absolutely treasure each and every one. Okay, so this will be my last video in February. We still have another week and a half. We have until February 29th for Stampin' Up! Celebration Sale, and the gift that you're getting with my host code this month is some tools, because we've been doing backgrounds. So you're going to get a spritzer and a small blending brush. With you use my code and you spend $50 or more in my online store. If you're going to spend over $150, which many of you are doing to take advantage of the sale, don't use the code, because you're going to get some rewards that you can spend as a hostess. But I'm going to still send you my reward. Don't worry about that. So here are our celebration offerings. If this is the first time you're hearing about celebration and it is February 2024, you can still take advantage of this sale. There's stamp sets, there's paper, and then they've just added these other options from our regular catalog that you can also get free. So for every $50 increment, you get to pick something for free. And then there's some options that are free with every $100 increment, like this whole set of markers right here. So there's lots to take advantage of. It's a great time to shop and get stuff for free. Okay, so we are going to tackle 3 kinds of pop-up cards today. And we're going to start with this brand new kit called Birthday Sparkle. This is a kit that is in the online store. It's $23. Here's the instructions. So it's called Birthday Sparkle. And it's sparkle because it has gold glimmer paper and gold foiling in it. So let me show you what the finished cards look like. So this is one that I made just exactly as the sample. Isn't that cute? And then this is the other card. So you get to make 6 cards, 3 of each design. And it just kind of has this very classic look with the craft paper and the gold and the white, and then just a little bit of like just a creamy kind of really light early espresso in there. So it's very, what I would just say is classically crafty looking like. And then you get to make 3 each of these tags. So there's one tag that looks like this. And then there's another tag that is like a little cupcake. So this is kind of neat if you do last minute birthdays, because you could go get craft gift sacks anywhere at any craft store, and then you can coordinate your card to the gift. You can just hang on one of these little tags to your craft bag, send the card, and you're all set. So I thought we would start with our very most basic version of what I'm calling pop-out cards. So these are cards that have an insert on the inside that pops when you open it. So they're very fun to send because people aren't expecting there to be something inside that's going to be better than the front, how you decorate the front. So it's really fun to get a pop out card because it's like a surprise. So the most very basic kind is an insert that you create with another piece of cardstock, where you create this little pop out mechanism right along the fold, and then you attach something to it. So that's how we're going to start. And we're going to add this pop out feature to this card right here. Okay, so this card's beautiful by itself, but if we want to just make it a little bit extra, we're going to add this pop out feature. So we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that's 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. So it's just a trimmed fourth smaller than a regular card base. So I have one already cut and scored. You score this. I guess I didn't write that down. This gets scored in half at 4 1/8 inches. So that's where this line goes right there. So I've already done that. So now what we're going to do is take the paper trimmer and we're going to create this little mechanism using the paper trimmer. So I just want this to be right in the middle, and so we're going to come in at 2 1/8 inches, and I'm going to make a cut from the fold into the middle of the card base just to 1 inch. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit more here. There we go. Okay, so you can see on this ruler is 1 inch. And what's great about this paper trimmer is it has the arrow and the lines right here. So you can use that line along this ruler that's on this arm here to tell you when to stop. So I'm going to just move that and then stop at 1 inch. Okay. And then we want it to be equal. So I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to line it up over here at 2 1/8, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now this is just one way and one size to make this particular pop-up feature. So now what we have is cuts from the fold in 1 inch. And I just want this to be scored across here to help it bend. You can make it bend without the scoring, but it's just a little bit easier. So I'm going to look at this line right here, and this is what I'm going to measure at 1 inch, and that's going to be at the end here. And instead of using my cutting blade, I'm going to use these lines on the scoring blade, and I'm just going to go in between those two cut lines so that I get a score line right there. Then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing. I'm going to measure my middle score line, not measure it, but I'm going to line it up with the 1 inch and then take my score blade. Okay, so basically this is what we have now. So here's how the card opens in the middle, and then you're going to take this pop out mechanism and you're just going to pull it, and you're going to score it, or not score, but fold it opposite. So it's sticking out on the inside. You'll get this little feature right here of how that looks in the back. But this is going to be attached inside the card, so you're not going to see that little hole. Okay, so now you've got this that you can attach anything to and create a little pop-up feature. So for this particular card, I thought it would be fun to use this piece that popped out of here. So this is a frame that came to go on this card base. Let me show you the card base. So pretty. Okay, so here's the card base, front and back, has this beautiful paper on it, or a decoration on the paper. And then you have this piece, and you take out the center to make this frame that goes on here. So I thought it would be fun because there isn't really a use for this in the rest of the kit. You can just use it however you want. If we attached this to our pop-up feature and then we created a gift, you know, a place to put a gift card, because that's also fun to have something pop up that is a gift card. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I cut a piece of gold foil paper that's just a little bit larger than this piece of craft, and I'm going to glue that on. Actually, I think I'm going to do my cutting first. So what I'm going to do is just cut 2 little straight lines so that I can insert my gift card. And so what I'm going to do is line that up, and I'm just going to mark in pencil 2 of the corners. And then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to cut a little straight line across there. So if you have your glass mat or something that's, you need something to protect your surface when you use an X-Acto knife. So I'm just going to use a piece of extra chipboard. And I've got the X-Acto blade that you can get as an attachment. And I'll erase my pencil lines. Okay, now I'm going to glue this on, but I'm not going to put glue where the corners are, where I want the card to be able to tuck inside. All right, so this is going to attach right onto this little mechanism here. And I should have said this first, but you always want to test whatever it is that you are going to make pop up and make sure that when it is attached, it doesn't go past the end of your card. So it can't be taller than the space that is left here. Otherwise, it'll stick out of your card. So you want to make sure you test that. And I think before we put that on, we're just going to do a little bit of decoration on the inside. So I'm going to take, so this is the little sheet of pop-outs. I'm going to take these out so I don't ruin them. How cute would this little cupcake look as a pop-up? All right, so I'm going to just use this as a stencil and create some of these balloons just in the background, just to make the inside a little bit sweeter. Oof, that's dark. Okay, so I already messed up there. Let me just put another one here. Let's bring this back as our scratch paper. Let's put another balloon right here. Okay, there we go. So I'm getting a little wild here with my stencil. I need to just stay inside the lines since there's that edge right there. We'll put 4 little balloons. stamp set that comes with this kit has some balloon designs. It has 3 greetings, the string for the balloon, and then this little confetti, which is so cute. I did a terrible job with my stencil. I should have added some Post-it notes on the edge here. So I'm going to stamp the little lines through there. And let's do dots. Let's do dots on this one, because that one looks like it's behind. And then we'll do dots on this one. I'm using this sticky note here to just cover up so I don't go onto the inside, which I just smeared it. Well, this is just going to be a good idea to use here. So these little marks right here, there's a couple things you can do when you make errors. Well, there's lots of things that you can do. If you wanted to just make it look like a background, okay, then I could use my little edge here and just do a few more. And then it kind of looks like you meant to do it. Like it's just a really interesting background. Like that. So it almost looks like the balloons are moving, maybe, if you use your imagination. Okay, and then we've got our little word yay here. So let's go ahead and use that. Okay, so now we're going to attach this here. And since I made these smudges here, what I will probably do is take a piece of designer series paper and I will just kind of make a little place here that I can do my writing in. So I'm going to add adhesive on this front part. And we'll center that. I'm just going to line it up with the okay, so now that's going to stand up like that. And we'll let that dry. The other thing is let's just try our confetti, and we'll stamp it right on top of our oopses. Like that. And I'm using the crumb cake color too. Okay, that was a little painful. Thank you for sticking with me. But it's nice to know because mistakes happen, right? You get ink on your fingers and they happen. So let's put this inside of our card base, which is this one. So we're just going to fold it in half, and one side at a time you attach it. So you can use liquid glue like I'm doing, or you can use any two-sided adhesive, and you're going to want to center this along these three edges, but you want it to go right up against the score line. Like that, to make sure you can close it. And then once that side is down, then you can attach the other side by closing the card. All right, so we have Happy Cake Day. I love this little espresso baker's twine here. And then inside we've got our pop out feature. And this one you can put in a gift card. Like that. Okay, so that is the first way. To do a very simple pop out is to create your own little mechanism, whatever size you want. So let's do this again and let's adjust it. Let me collect these pieces here from this adorable stamp set. Let me save my stencil. All right, so I like to make myself a template when I'm learning something new. This helps me to remember, so I don't have to remeasure when I go to sit down and I want to make this again. I know exactly what I'm going to do because I have a visual and the written directions. So there will be a PDF as always that goes along with these 3 different ways to make the pop-out cards. But I always encourage you to go ahead and make yourself a little template to make it easier. So let's do another one. And this time we're going to put, so there's a brand new bundle. Actually, it's a suite that's going to be released on March 5th. And it is all about coffee. So we're going to make an insert here. Look at that fun paper. I'll show you all the paper in just a second. So I cut this piece of designer series paper 5 by 3 3/4, so it's smaller. This again, this is the same size as this insert. It's 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And this time I want to add more things that pop up. I want to put these coffee cups in here. So I'm going to make a wider pop up. So I just want you to see that you can adjust this however you want, but I'm going to put that paper in first because it'll be hard to insert the paper. So for here, I really want my pop-up feature to be wider. So I'm going to measure at 1 1/4 this time. And then again, go 1 inch in. Flip it over, do 1 1/4 from the edge, and then 1 inch this way. Okay, I'm going to open that up, use this line. To help me line up where I cut, and then I'll put a score line in between them. I think I need to wipe my hands. we've got inky fingers. Okay, so we're going to make this pop out. So I'm going to fold on those score lines in the opposite direction. Now we have our pop-out feature right here. I'm going to put all these fun little mugs right there. I love that. So I'm going to put this one on first. So if you didn't want these to be clumped together, you could make 3 little pop-outs. 3 different little features. Isn't that cute? Just push that down. Okay, and let's just take some of the pieces in here and create with them. So I'm going to take our pecan pie. Actually, let's use the espresso color. And I just want to create a little border down here with these cute little coffee beans. Okay, wait till you see the outside of this card. All right, so I'm going to leave space here for my message. But I'm going to just put this little coffee coffee cup stain on the bottom. All right, let's put this inside our card. And then I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to put glue on one side, glue it down, and then close it. Now, anytime you add an extra layer to a card, it's going to get bulky, right? So you may need an extra little bit of postage on these cards with the inserts because they have extra in the middle. All right, you ready to see the outside of this card? Oh my goodness. I love this suite. It is so much fun. So this is paper, which I'm going to show you in a second. So cut out with there. I love this. Hello there. Let's catch up. And here's the inside. So what I really want my inside to say is like it's going to take several cups, right, to get all caught up. But I love that. I can't wait to send this. A little adhesive here. All right, so that's ready to go. Okay, this is our basic pop-up. Now, we're going to move on and we are going to do the next type of pop-up, which is a tunnel pop-out. I've got one more sample here with our basic pop-out using the Rock and Roll suite. So this just has that nice guitar pick standing up there. Nice little surprise when you open the card. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, let me show you the paper that goes with this suite of products I'm talking about. The paper is called A Little Latte. And it's completely coffee themed, as you can imagine. The colors are Early Espresso, Pecan Pie, Calypso Coral, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, and Petal Pink. Look at that lovely swirl. Some splatters. There's our Lost Lagoon, and then this beautiful plaid to use. So there's a bundle with, well, there's a suite that has everything, but there's a die and stamp set bundle. There we go. Here are the dies. So you can make a carafe, a coffee carafe, you can make a French press, you can cut out two different, a top view or a coffee cup from the side. You've got the centers with the froth, so beautiful, and some greetings, so very fun. So let's make our tunnel card with our tunnel pop out with this bundle. And so I'm going to use basic white for my card base. And I'm going to use, I'm going to use the thick basic white for my card base, and I'm going to use basic white for the insert. And so just like with the pop-up that we just did, the basic pop-up, you're going to start with your insert being 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this is 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then what you're going to do is score it in half, just like we did a minute ago. So that's 4 1/8, the center. And then we're going to score in at 2 1/8 from each side. So I would call this pop-up kind of like a medium type pop-up. So, because it's just a little bit more involved, but it's still very easy. So what you're going to do is create a cutout in the very center of this insert. And so when it's folded together, the inside pieces here are going to pop out. And then you're going to have kind of like this nice little, like almost like a diorama. So here's my sample. So here's what we just did. We scored in at 2 1/8, scored in half at 4 1/8. And so when you open and close, you're going to get this nice little pop out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a circle in the middle of this. I'm going to use one of my stitched circles. And I'm just going to center it right in the middle. You can use any shape as long as it doesn't go past those 2 1/8 score lines. Of course, you can save this circle for later, even though it has a score line in it. If you you layer it with another piece, you can cover up that score line and use it. So here's what our insert looks like. Okay, so we're going to fold it in half. Basically, you're going to make like a W. It'll look like a W from the side. So you're going to accordion fold this. These two sides go towards the center, and the center pops up. So that's what I mean by a W. Okay, and this is what's going to pop up. So let's give it a little decoration. So you can do anything you want with this insert, but I cut out 2 pieces of designer series paper, and they measure 2 inches by 5 1/8 so that they'll sit perfectly along these edges, and just leave a little 1/8 of an inch border. That one wiggled. Okay, let's do this side here. Okay, so we're gonna add a few more things to this, but let's go ahead and get our card base ready to go. So here is the card base, and this is going to be the inside. So I'm not going to fold this yet because I'm going to stamp something on this so that it's showing through the window. Now you can do that, or you can also attach more designer series paper back there so you see some designer series paper. You can really do anything in there, but I want to have a greeting, so I'm going to take this big thank you. This is from the Softly Said online exclusive. I'm going to ink it in early espresso, and I'm just going to try to aim for the center. Okay, so now I can fold that in half. Actually, let's stamp a few of these little coffee beans. This will make it easy on ourselves as long as that is open. Okay, now let's put our insert in here. So to insert this, you're just going to want to fold it up. Okay, you're going to attach it to one side and then close it, and then attach the other side. So since this is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4, you're just going to basically center it along the edge, leaving about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Okay, press, and now we'll put adhesive on this side. That. All right, so here's what we have so far. So there's our pop out. So let's do a little decorating. So I cut out some of these little pieces here. So I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon Stampin' Blend. And I'm going to color this cup to coordinate with the paper that I'm using. So I'm going to color the whole thing with the light color first. I stamped this in Memento. And then this little piece right here that was stamped in Pecan Pie. So here's the dark. Now, anytime where there's going to be darker, like in the back of the cup or around the edges or where these little lines are, that's where I'm going to take the dark. Like that. And then anywhere that I see a line, I'll go back with the light if I don't want it to look like a line, and just blend that in. Okay, so there's our little cup. Here's our coffee beans. Let's give those a little pecan pie blend. And then you see these other little cups that I cut out. Those are in the lemon lolly and the petal pink and the coral. So they're going to just kind of tie in some of the other colors in this suite. So now what you can do with the tunnel pop out is you can add things around the edge of this little cutout. And you just, like with the other one, you have to make sure that it doesn't go past this part right here, so that it doesn't stick out past your, so if let's say I stuck it like this, it would get really close to the edge. So you just want to, when you attach them, keep that in mind. You can't have it extend too far. Put our little cup down here. So you can add all kinds of things and make it super cute. These beans right here. When they kind of hang over the edge, it just adds to the 3D effect. And then these little cups could go anywhere. We could make a little stack. I think I'm going to put them over here. Like that. This one on the bottom. So they have this little break in them so that you can, there's also a little die that you could cut a piece of paper that will be like the coffee in the cup. But if you're going to stack them, it's kind of nice that little slit's there, because you can just stick that inside. I should have done it before I put it down there. So that kind of looks like it's stacking inside. Stack right there. And then the last thing I'm going to add is just another greeting. Which I should have probably done first before I glued it all together. You're the best part of my day. Okay, so the outside of our card is, I'm just going to use one of the pieces of designer series paper and a simple greeting, because remember the party is on the inside of a pop-out card, right? So you don't have to get too crazy on the outside. I love this cut paper. And I stamped the greeting that I used on the other card, the hello there, but instead of inking the whole thing, I just inked hello there. And we'll create a little focal point to add on there. So let's bring in some of this ribbon. So this is part of the suite. It's just called Polka Dot Trim. And it's kind of like a burlap type ribbon, so it's nice and rustic. We'll just put that right across. And then we'll pop up our greeting. Okay, what do you think of the pop-up cards so far? Pretty easy to do. Simple measurements. We'll just stick that right in the middle. Okay, and the last part of the suite are these amazing little adhesive back swirl dots. They have little tiny little latte swirls on them. So cute. So we'll add a couple of those, and then this tunnel card will be all set. I want the pink ones on here. think I just want them kind of spaced around in those little areas where the background is already brown. They'll pop up a little bit better. Like that. Okay. All right, so this, like I said, this is going to need a little extra postage to mail. So we've got hello there. Thank you. You're the best part of my day. Now, the tunnel card and the card I'm going to show you next don't have a ton of room to write. So you'll have to make some decisions when you add all of your fun little pieces on there, whether you want to leave some room for writing. So this one has a little place where you can sign it. You could also do your writing along one of these sides, or you could do it on the back if you wanted to write an extensive message. So you'll have to just kind of prepare and think about that. Okay, so there's the tunnel card. Let me show you another one. So this is another new suite of products I'm going to show you in just a second. And because I can't think of the name of it right now, but here's our very simple outside. And then we have our pop-out tunnel on the inside. This one I made with a square die to give it kind of that diamond look. Added the paper on the sides. Okay, you don't have to use white on the inside. You can use Designer Series paper as well, very easily. So this is with the Rock and Roll Suite. And here's the inside of that card. How fun is that? So the opening for this tunnel card was made with the large guitar pick die. So really you can just think through the shapes that you have. You can do a lot of fun things with the tunnel pop out. Okay, I have one more pop out to show you. Okay, this last template you are going to just love. So this is, so we're kind of progressing from a very simple pop out to a more complex pop out. And we are going to use the next suite that is going to be released on March 5th. And it is called, I don't know what the suite's called. The bundle is simply zinnia, and the paper is flowering zinnias. And then there are these beautiful sequins and a beautiful 3D embossing folder with the zinnia design on it. So lots of fun things. In this suite too, if you like bright colors, you are going to love this. Let's take a look at the paper. So lots of colors in this paper. So we've got our flower side and our print, small print side. Lots of pinks and those bright greens. It's beautiful. I like this greenery one a lot. And then we have this tone-on-tone flower. Okay, so that's the flowering zinnias. Look at all the colors of cardstock that are in this paper. We've got all these greens: Granny Apple Green, Mellow Moss, Old Olive, Lemon Lolly, and then here are the beautiful pinks: Flamingo, Berry Burst, Melon Mambo, Petal Pink. We've got Pumpkin Pie, and then Blackberry Bliss and Highland Heather. So there's tons of color. Oh, and Poppy Parade, or Real Red, I believe. Lots of colors within those flowers, so you can coordinate it to whatever cardstock you have. So let's make our card base, and we'll get that done. I'm going to keep this one extremely simple and use a piece of that beautiful paper that you just saw, and so I trimmed it to 4 5 1/4 to match the front of the card. And we're going to very simply take one of these beautiful greetings. I love this: sending flowers and thinking of you. And we'll just put that right on top. like that. So this pop-up, as I said, is probably the most involved, and it's called a shutter pop-out. Okay, so here's my sample that I made. And you can see why it's called a shutter, because it has these 3 different layers here. And so many things you can do with this. So much fun. I'll show you the inside here. It looks complicated, but it is not. It just takes a little bit more time. So let's cut this. So again, the card base for this one is slightly different than what we've done so far. We've been using insert sizes that are 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. This one is 5 1/4, but you keep it 8 1/2. So what you're going to do first is score it in half. So I'm going to just, this would be like a regular card base. Score it in half at 4 1/4. Let me show you my template, okay? Then you're going to again score in from each side at 2 1/8. Okay, so let's do that next. So we'll measure 2 1/8. I'm gonna flip it around and do 2 1/8. Okay, so we've got our vertical lines. So now we're going to turn this. We're going to score in this way 2 1/8 and this way 2 1/8. So this one's really easy. Easy to remember. So I'm going to flip it around, measure 2 1/8 again. There's lots of different ways you can make a shutter pop out like this. You can make these lines different sizes, whatever you want. I liked this particular version because it made these all the same size square. So you've got squares that you can easily plop on designer series paper. Okay, so what you have to do once you get to this point is you have to create these 2 score lines right here. And you do that by going in, so this, just so you can understand the math, this part right here is 2 1/8, okay? It's a little bit bigger on the ends. So you want to go in 1 1/16 and score. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to go 1 1/16. Okay, so now I'm going to use my scoring blade, and I'm just going to put a score line in between those 2 horizontal lines like that. And then we'll turn around and we'll do the same thing. All right, so all the scoring's done, and now we just need to cut from our score line that we just did all along this line to the other score line. You need to do it on both sides. So I'm just lining this up again with my cutting line here. I'm going to use my cutting blade, pop right down into where that score line is, and go all the way to where the other score line is, like that. Starting at that score line to this score line. So now I'm going to turn around and do the same thing. All right, pretty cool. Let's put this together so you can see from the sample here. So let's just score, or not score, let's fold to create this pop out here. Okay, this one's going to go opposite, so we'll just leave that alone for a second, and then we'll score these this way, top and bottom. Again, I'm not going to press down on that middle one because it's going to go in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's these two lines here, and now we'll flip this. So we just have to kind of take these and measure it, or I'm saying all the wrong words. We're going to take this little score line here and we're going to fold it, accordion fold it, and then this one's going to go on the inside. So it's going to be opposite, where these go up, that goes down, where these go down, that goes up. Okay, so when it folds all together on the inside of your card, it looks like this. So now it's time to decorate. So again, these are 2-inch squares here. So you can fill this up and stamp on it any way you want to. I'm going to do 4 corners here with some of the green paper. And then I'm going to take some of this Melon Mambo. I think I'm going to do opposite. And then I'm going to leave one for a greeting and signing. And then I might stamp something in the other one. And then across the inside, so this is an inch. This strip here is an inch, and so anything that you would cut for the inside would have to be like 7/8 to give it a little border if you want everything to match. And so I just cut 2 inches by 7/8, and then like 7/8 by 7/8. I'm going to put that row all the way around there. But let's stamp our little spaces first. So I'm going to use the little, actually I'm not going to use this here because this would be a birthday card. Like, you could make this a thank you card for sure, but I definitely love to do birthday. If you're going to make something that's people are going to display for a long time, I feel like. So I'm going to do a couple little sayings here. And then let's take this flower and we'll use our Melon Mambo. Let's see, I'm just going to put these here. So let's stamp. Let's use our scratch paper. Just going to stamp a little bit there. And then we'll do the same thing with the leaf. So depending on the stamp set that you have, you might have something that you can stamp in every single, in these inside sections that you want to create your own kind of design. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to use our greetings now. Okay. Close those up. Now let's get to gluing. Okay, so now that all the pieces of paper are glued on, we are ready to put this on the inside. And you can see, hopefully, if you didn't want to cover these with paper, how you have all these little extra areas that you could put something on. All right, so let's grab our card base. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold it up and glue one side at a time. Okay. Okay, you ready? Isn't that gorgeous? So this is a card that is definitely going to be displayed. It's going to be open and closed, and then probably displayed forever. So you can tailor it however you want to. So let's finish this up and add some of these on the front. So many pretty colors. I think we'll just have to use some of a few colors. Like that. Just to add a little bit of sparkle to the front of our very, very simple front. Okay, now, do you have a favorite so far? Let me show you other examples here of our shutter pop out. So this is with the Bright and Beautiful paper. Nice little birthday card. So this one I actually was the first one that I made, and I was trying a different pattern, and so these were not 2 1/8. And this is what I meant. You can really adjust these score lines to fit your needs and what size stamps you want to put on them. Again, I was kind of going for the square look. I liked that a little bit better than the rectangular look, so that's why I switched it. But it's very flexible as an insert. So this one I actually did, instead of on white, I did it on a piece of colored cardstock, and it did make it a little bit thicker. So just keep that in mind, what you're using for the insert. Okay, so there's that one. And then I had to make one with our amazing coffee set. This is absolutely my favorite bundle right now. Okay, so there is that one. How fun. I would love to get this in the mail. And then, well, as long as I was doing this, my husband's birthday is at the end of this month, and so I wanted to make him an extra special birthday card. And so this is what he is getting. How fun is that? I had a blast making these. So here you can see I did the pattern paper right here, all the same, and then just made these a different. You see how that pops out differently depending on where you put the paper. So there's so many fun ways to kind of fine tune what you want it to look like on the inside. This one was brand new to me. This pop out is definitely my favorite. But let's bring back our cards and our patterns and review what we did. You guys did a great job sticking with me. Okay, so we finished up with our pop out shutter fold. Whoops, let's go the other direction. So this is our shutter pop out. And then we did a tunnel pop out. So much fun. And then we did a very basic pop out that you can use with any single thing you want to just pop out on the inside of your cards, including a gift card if you want to do that. All right, which one was your favorite and which one are you inspired, hopefully, to try? I would love to know. Come share what you make in our Facebook group, Robin's Really Super Stampers, and we will ooh and ah over what you create, even if it's not one of these folds. We love to see what you're up to, what you're creating, and it's just fun to share. So thank you so much. Once again, you may find the PDF for these projects on my website, reallyrobinstamps.com. And happy creating. Till next time, bye-bye.